Hey folks, I'm Dave Isaacs, and I have been remiss. I haven't posted an Essential Songs beginner lesson in quite some time. So I want to remedy that now with a look at one of the essential riffs, Smoke on the Water by the band Deep Purple. It's easy to fall into a trap with this, though, and lots of beginners do, and think that you're listening to plain old power chords sliding up and down the neck like lots of other hard rock bands. But you notice that just doesn't sound right, and that is really not the sound. Ritchie Blackmore, Deep Purple's guitarist, is one of the most influential players in hard rock, if not the most, in a lot of ways. I'll put him up alongside Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads and all the Steve Vai and all the people that were so inspirational to so many players. He tended to use power chords in parallel fourths, which is just taking a piece of your sort of traditional string 6, string 5, string 4 power chord and just using the two upper notes, string 5 and string 4, at the same fret. So this could be played, and I'm using both options here, with a flattened ring finger or with ring and pinky together. For my hand, I tend to find ring pinky together a little bit more secure. And so I'm often using this in combination with a flat index finger bar. However, you could do the whole business with two fingers. Again, for the sake of precision, this is what I like, but this is what falls best under my hands. Using ring finger together on fret 5, strings 5 and 4, this interval is a fourth. And you notice that it's thick like a fifth power chord, but it has a different quality to it. And to my ear, it has even a little bit more bite and grind, which is, I think, why Ritchie Blackmore favors it. Now, I am hybrid picking. I'm using my pick, which is essentially just an extension of my thumb, moving down past the string. Don't even think it is plucking. Just roll off the string. And at the same time, my middle finger is pulling in. And it's a very small movement. If you feel like you don't have room to move, you're probably trying to do too much. A little bit of pulling away is okay. But don't let these arm muscles engage doing this. This is really just my hand and forearm for the most part. You can play it with a pick. Nothing wrong with that. But when you listen to the recording, it's very clear that the two notes are sounding exactly together, which is impossible with a pick. But you get this nice, clean, coordinated attack with pick and finger. That's more the sound. Now, if you are a fingerstyle player, it would just be thumb and finger. Whatever feels good. For me, I like thumb and middle better than I like thumb and index, but that's also my hand. My index finger is kind of short. So just to walk through the riff once more, again, this is parallel fourths, primarily what we would call double stops because we're often covering two strings with one finger, and I'm working on frets 5, 3, 5, but starting with strings 5, 4 on the 5th fret, now 4, 3 on the 3rd, same strings on the 5th, back to 5 on the other strings, 4, 3, and I'm going to jump up. I like to use my middle finger for this 6th fret note and index for the 5th. This is still strings 4 and 3. Then we're back to where we started. So here it is with a pick. Here it is pick and finger, which I do like better. Now, body of the song, guitar is just doubling the bass. traditional 3-note power chord. Root, 5th, octave, index, ring, pinky. You could play this repeated downstrokes if you like. I like down, up, down. And it's just the G chord. This is an F. And back to G. So on the G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. On the F, the first fret, and then back. G, 2, 3, and 4, G and 2, 3 and 4, G and F. Now, the release, or what we might call the chorus, goes to a C. You could just play a straight C power chord, but what Blackmore does is he arpeggiates, starting from the 3rd fret C on the 5th string, 5th fret 4th string, 5th fret 3rd string, it's just the power chord, but arpeggiated. Then jumping to an A flat power chord here, 4th fret of the low E, down to a G power chord. The guitar actually rests there for a minute, or rather sustains the chord, and the keyboard takes over this riff. Frequently in Deep Purple, you hear the organ and the guitar actually matching each other, doubling these 4th parallel riffs. This is just a keyboard riff, but it sounds great on the guitar, so I'm going to play it. Just 5th, and I'm using 2 fingers here rather than the flat because I feel like it gives me more control. Again, that's what works best for my hand. Strings 5 and 4, then over here strings 4 and 3 with the index, and back and forth. This is 5 and 4 again on those 2 lower strings. So the whole chorus starting on this C, 2, 3, 4. A flat, G. That's the whole song. It has a great guitar solo, but I want to save that for another lesson. I wanted to keep this a beginner riff lesson. There are definitely some subtleties to this, but it's not really a difficult song to learn, and the best part is that those subtleties come in these variations of touch and attack that I was talking about, which is part of what makes Ritchie Blackmore such a great and such an influential player. Have fun with this one. This really is one of the essential riffs in rock music. I hope you have fun with it. I'm Dave Isaacs, and I'll see you next time.